So we are in Guiseley. We're actually in the retail park, which is the far eastern end of Guiseley, where you've got sort of Currys and PC World, Sports Direct, Benson Beds, Next, Home Sense, Carpet Shop, Halfords, TK Maxx has the Living, Argos and things like that down that way, McDonald's. And we just walked here this morning, dropped the car off for a service and just walked here. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk back and I'll show you some scenes on the way back through Guiseley. So we're just walking now away from that shopping centre, head down the main road here into Guiseley. There's some little bungalows and things here opposite, and we'll go through this way. And then Screwfix is actually down there just behind all of this retail park as well. So yeah, we're just on where these bungalows are and heading towards, there's another little shopping centre just up here, and then Morrison's and things in that direction. So I'll just show you some of that. A nice sunny morning. It's actually Wednesday morning. Car's having a service, and we're just having a little bit of a walk after dropping it off. So this is an old house here. It's interesting, 1906 those were built there. And then behind it, even older ones, lovely stone houses behind it. So this is like a sort of a painting of an ex-Leeds United manager, and this used to be a pub, but it's now a dentist's. Just yeah, it's all black here. And then on this roundabout here, we've got the train line, which is sort of hidden, you can't tell. But it just comes underneath this roundabout, the train line, which goes from sort of Bradford and Shipley and that up this way, and joins the station at Guiseley. And then over there, you've got the leisure centre, the swimming pool just there. That's that building on the side there, the leisure centre, Airedale. So Airborough Leisure Centre. And then this is the sort of second retail park there is in Guiseley. So here we've got like a Boots, an M&S Food Hall, Hobbycraft, Greggs, Costa, Mountain Warehouse, Card Factory, which is this first one here, the blue one. That used to be a KFC, but that's closed and been replaced with a Card Factory. Pets at Home as well, down here. So this is the big M&S Food Hall one, just here.
There's still one that's empty. Yeah.
There's still one that's empty, okay. So we just crossed the road here, behind this one and this sort of shopping centre, and then we come up to this bit, which here we've got the medical centre, Potter Medical Centre, which is the same doctors as the doctors in Menston. They've got two sort of sites with the same team, the Menston one and this one. And then that leads into the car park of Morrison's, the supermarket here. And maybe if we just go down this way. Yeah. So we'll have a look at the main street. So this used to be a co-op one time, now Cooper's, and they used to at one point have the name co-op like cleverly spelled out with Cooper's, because it's actually the same letters, but they've sort of done away with that now, which is a shame. But yeah, a few little shops, pizza shops, kitchens, beauty, barbers and all that up here. Some interesting buildings. I mean, if you look at that building there, I think it's an accountant's or something, that place. A library once. In fact, it says at the old library. There's now like a restaurant, a cocktail bar that did out, opticians and chemists, and this is all directly opposite Morrison's. And then at the end of Morrison's, you go through the end of Morrison's, there's a Specsavers. So Eve was just picking up some contact lenses there. Yeah, and then we've got the Skipton Building Society here, and it's behind there. There's a little car parking as well. Around there, free parking. Yes, this is just inside Morrison's, and then you've got the Specsavers is at one end, and the little cafe, Morrison's Cafe, is still open. They're closing all the cafes, but this one's still open. Just here. Still in it. Yeah, so that's the Morrison's. And you come out This is not the normal entrance you come out of. This is just sort of a walk-in entrance to the top end where we just were before. Thomas the Tank Engine. There's a little square here with a sort of monument, but I don't know if the, yeah, that's just a sort of little war memorial thing there in the square.
Trees.
And then you've got like a sort of restaurant and bar thing called Everybody's just there. Yeah. So there's an over. Yeah, so you come out that square. There's a few more little shops here, like beauty shops and charity shops and what have you, coffee shops. But actually, very, very interesting. Sort of don't notice it that often, but these fantastic houses with the wonderful porches. Look at the sort of building quality on them. And the fact that they've still got the original roofs, the original stone roofs, all this time later. You know, a couple of 100 years old, those. Fantastic, aren't they? And you've got another sort of terrace in here as well, Hallam Street. Yeah, so now we're coming up to where Guiseley railway station is. So the bridge just there is where it goes over the railway line. Post office and other things up that way. And then this is the station pub. So just behind there is the railway station. And down here there's even like a sort of collectible toy shop, this Dalesman place. Sounds like sort of hobby toys and collectibles. And then got like accountancies and things, and then personal trainers, a carpet shop, and then Domino's Pizza on the left. And then up this way there's still a whole line of shops along here as well. Yeah, there's like the Golden Bath, that, yeah. It's the carpet place. Big sale, yeah. So the station's just through there. Yeah, so then we've got these sort of line of shops here. And some nice terraced houses with the extra little sort of porched roof that goes all the way along the whole line of the terrace there, creating a nice effect above the little bay windows. And the next little terrace along that's got other features. We've got the fantastic arches above a sort of indented doorway, and the doorways have all got fantastic stained glass, wonderful doorways. And then you've got a different type of bay window there, more square shaped. Now what happened here, where these ones are being cleaned up, there was a development, a sort of old folks apartment bit got built here, and I think they bought this bit out, and at the same time as they built this apartment, they did all these out. You can see different colour doors, and then they're still trying to sell some of them. I don't know why they did that. Was it how they bought half a terrace as well as then building on this site? So this was maybe a site where there was an old factory or something. The railway line is behind that, and there's a car park there as well. But they built this, which is like a care centre, so Guiseley Manor nursing and dementia care there. They built those and then did those houses out there as well. So yeah, so then what we'll be coming to next up here is the Guiseley Cricket Club and also the football club as well. Right, so we're now just walked along a little bit further. Quite new sort of residential complexes on that side, but this side is where we've got the Guiseley Cricket Club. So that's the main pitch there. The sort of scoreboard area and everything over there. Practice nets in that far corner. And then there's this the little club centre here as well. So that's Guiseley Cricket Club. And then if we just go in here, can we just go in here? And then just behind the cricket club, you've got the football club. So that's in quite a low league, I think, at the minute. It has been in a higher league, I think, but yeah. So we've got the cricket club on that side, and then you've got Guiseley AFC on this side. It's called Nethermoor. There's a little AstroTurf thing here, a little play park as well. You can see the floodlights up there for the football ground, turnstiles and all that. And I'll just lift this phone up so you can see the ground in the sort of stadium. So there's the ground and the sort of stand where people can, a little seating area there, just a small place but on both sides. So there you go. So that's Guiseley. Yeah, we can go up this way onto the back onto the road again. And then directly straight ahead with a blue sign, that's a Bupa sort of private clinic for like skin issues and things and mold checks and all that sort of stuff. That's their private clinic, Bupa. It looks small from this side, but it's actually quite a big place. Skin surgery clinic, dermatology and minor surgery in there. So that's just the view of the front of it there. So just next to the football ground is the bowling club as well, which is like sort of behind that way. Now this road here you can drive along and it takes you up to a country road which goes up, and there's like garden centres and things up that way. Towards the Chevin. So now we're coming up this direction to the White Cross roundabout. There's a few interesting things up there to look at. Showing you the back of this terrace scene here. So what we're up to here is what used to be the tram station, Leeds City Tramways, but is now the Nuffield Fitness Centre, and we've had some temporary memberships there which we got free previously, and it's like a gym and also a nice swimming pool in there. But it's not as big a swimming pool as at Hollands Hall, but it's yeah, so it's a Nuffield Health Centre anyway. It's quite nice. And the opposite side, lovely cottages and that you just drive past and don't sort of look at and anything. But when you walk, you get to see them, and the sort of care and attention that people make to the little front gardens and things. So here we go, the White Cross roundabout. So we've got the White Cross pub, and then the little co-op here. Sometimes using a voucher, get a couple of things there next to the subway. And there's a whole set of stops down there in restaurants and things like Vets, Thai restaurant, things like down that road. And then there's this weird building on the corner which is just a sort of telephone exchange which is still operating in there. So it's like a sort of odd building, the telephone exchange there. There's another one in Otley as well, and you often see the sort of BT vans outside that one, but you don't often see BT cars outside there. But that's still there, operating. And then this is little sofa shop here, mainly for sort of chairs for bad backs and like office chairs and stuff like that. It's not like a general sofa shop, it's sort of more specialist. And then we've got the famous Weatherby Whaler here, which it used to be Harry Ramsden's. Is that what it was? Yes, it used to be Harry Ramsden's, and this is where Harry Corbett sort of developed Sooty and all that in this area. He used to come and play the piano in here, and there's a fantastic chandelier. Should we go and have a look at the chandelier? It's closed at the minute. We're just going to have a look in this window. In fact, it's got the thing. Look, Harry Ramsden. So it's got the Family of the Fish and Chip Trade, Harry Ramsden, 1888 to 1963. The first shop in Bradford. In 1928 they moved to here, which is White Cross, selling takeaway fish and chips for half a penny from a wooden hut. Delivered it to local mills and all that. And then in 1931 they opened this full restaurant. He retired in 1954 and it doubled in size in 1968 to become the largest fish and chip shop in the world. But the lights are off at the minute, so you can't quite see in it. But there's still got, you can see the chandeliers just there. See them? Stained glass windows, fantastic chandeliers. And there used to be a grand piano And I think that's like the guy who made Sooty, Harry Corbett. He used to play the piano and things in there, and I think then his son as well had some connection to it, with Sooty and everything. So yeah. And then right next to that you've got the Aldi. So this is where we'll go for Aldi shopping, just here, getting quite close. What we'll do next is we'll cross over into this area here. We'll just that's it, she's letting you go. Thank you. Let's go. It's got the Aldi opening hours there, and there's car park for the Weatherby Whaler behind it as well. A little coffee shop underneath the Weatherby Whaler. And we're now into sort of countryside stretch here. There is a BP garage with a spa, but they do reductions in the evening there, but they're pretty hopeless. It's not worth getting anything from the reductions and the little trolleys here, they're just too expensive. But it's a BP garage anyway. And it's quite expensive as well at the minute, 133, when elsewhere in the area it's like 120 stuff, or 6 or 127. So it's expensive. We just crossed over, and then St Mary's High School is just behind there. What we're going to do is we're just going to walk through some of the grounds here, the lovely sort of fields and things off the main road of Hyroyd. So you can see the tower up there, the fantastic Victorian tower, where they've converted what used to be the Hyroyd sort of mental health hospital into lots of apartments and houses and a big housing complex. It's a massive place. And so it's now all fully utilised. So but we're just going to go off the beaten track a bit here. This is actually a type of church. What is it? It's the little rabbit in there, look. Yeah, so we're going to have a little bit of a stroll off the main road in this countryside area. Now there are some fantastic... There's always a little rabbit there. Yeah. That's yeah. It's got like a white collar on it. Yeah. It's like an escapee. We've got there's a lot of lovely walks which I'll show you another time. Going up the valley here, and around the back there's lots of woodlands, and then you can see all the gorse in flower on the hillside up there, and other routes up that way. But we're not going to go through the main part of Hyroyd today or through that walk. We're just going to go through this little area here. So it starts off with a little duck pond, and so lots of the grounds were originally designed to be sort of nice relaxing grounds for the hospital, the mental health hospital, the asylum, which you can see the roofs are fantastic roofs from the 1880s. It's only recently that it's become it was empty for a few years and it recently became a housing complex. There's all walks you can do in different areas here. About 10:15 now, Wednesday morning. So we've got this little reed bed here. So the pond sort of goes into this, phases into this wetland area. So it's pretty muddy if you went down there. I'm just following this path along. Brings you out at the cricket pitch. Football pitch. There used to be a small little building here for the cricket pitch, like a little clubhouse pavilion sort of thing, but they must have been structurally unsafe, so they took it down. They have got a couple of portaloos and a little yellow cabin there, but I don't know if they're going to upgrade it and build something there. But you can see you can walk around the lake there and around the cricket pitch up that way, and then through all the lovely grounds of the Hyroyd itself. But we'll do that another day. I'm not doing it today. There's somebody cutting the grass on the playing fields. So it's a little football pitch. Coming to the cricket pitch in a minute. So there's the groundsman there doing a bit of work on the pitch. So you can see what a lovely setting this is for all these wonderful buildings here, and we'll have a walk around that another day. But But in here there's all little woodland walks you can do as well. So St Mary's High School is just on the other side of the road there, just opposite there. And I think they do cross-country runs and things in here as well. So we'll just come, there's a little post box there, and then tennis courts you can play in there as well. Lovely like little orchard there, yeah. And then St Mary's, sort of the AstroTurf's just here. And then the main school there, there's a building here, the first building you can see is actually not part of the main school. It's like a separate, well it is part of probably where the caretaker used to live, but not now. But it's now like a sort of superintendent's office where they look after sort of maybe 3 or 4 schools under the same sort of directorship. And it's directed by Darren Beardsley, and he was the headmaster of St Mary's, but is now in charge of the overall kind of trust for the other schools as well. But he was a good headmaster, and yeah, so that's the main school there. Just walked a bit further down from St Mary's. You've got behind there a little cemetery for High Road Cemetery, and then the ambulance station's just here. And then this is where there used to be like a pub, but they've built this massive retirement apartment complex here. I think it's about 50% full now, but very expensive. I think the apartments are like £300,000 or something like that to buy in the complex. And that's opposite then the Seat, the Cupra garage, but they've now opened there a dealership servicing centre for Volkswagen as well. So that's where our car is at the minute, in there. It's got the ambulance station and that dealership there. So along that way it takes you into the main village of Menston, and then there's like a big park there. But we're just going to head straight down this main road, A65, back down home. So it's Adlington, or the sort of company that have built this and operating it, Retirement Living. So they spent ages like refurbishing all this showroom and everything here, and you've got the sort of service centre at the back there. See the garage door opening, and a sign for Volkswagen there, look. So when they were building this, the company came and did this person's garden out and did all this, and they had a little showroom shed in here. So it must have been part of the deal to sweeten it with the sort of little house next door, doing all that. But the other thing was, it was a lovely sort of just vegetated area in here, but a couple of weeks ago some people came and cleared it all out, and it makes it look horrible. You can see everybody's like rickety fences and all that, and I don't know what they did it for, because it was just like shrubs and trees, and it made it all inaccessible for those houses. But somebody's cleared it, and now a bit stupid really, because people could just climb in over the fence there and get into people's back gardens now, but where it was a good defence before. So I don't know what the idea was behind clearing that out. There you go. Quite a bit of traffic coming down here for some reason. I don't know what for. So we're just heading down towards little Sainsbury's local now, and this way. Variety of houses along here, and then somebody offering to do sewing machine repairs. And then, so this is the little Sainsbury's local here, and then behind it was American Golf, like a sort of little shop, but they closed it. And where it says Yaz now, what they're going to do is, that's just advertising, what they're going to do is they're going to build a big apartment complex there with like sort of multi-level parking at the back for the apartments. But just behind here is 2 things. One is the stream, like the stream that flows along there, and then also the railway line, or just behind these buildings here. So you can see the railway line just down there, and the gap between the 2 buildings. So this is what they're going to demolish and then build some apartments there. And then you've got the road bridge over the railway line just ahead here, and then Menston Station is just down the road on the left around here. And then so obviously you can go back to our house through the station, across the bridge and all that, but we'll just go in along the main road here. We've got this beauty salon. I'm going to cross over the road here. It's a bit complicated to cross over with this. There's a little sign here advertising events that are going to be on, and then in this there's a little sort of community garden they look after with bug hotels and raised beds and different things in there. And this is just right next to the railway line, so it's just like a bit of unused land that they've decided to sort of plant up on the railway bridge. And we're crossing the line now, and you can see the massive bridge they've installed temporarily with scaffolding. So that's a temporary bridge there. That's happening while they build a new bridge with lifts. But yeah, little cottage on the corner. And now we're coming up to the Menston Cricket Club. Big houses around here, around here as well. Another house which is just recently sold, but it's been on sale for a couple of years. It's where a doctor, lady, died quite young. I think he's like maybe 50 or something like that. Yeah, so there's another set of little retirement flats there, and then we come down and they've got a perfect view of the cricket pitch. Watch the cricket matches there. So this is Menston Cricket Club. On the other side there's like just empty fields and woodlands, and often when you're going past can see deer in there. So yeah, there's often deer browsing. But yeah, this is the cricket club. Looks in good condition, doesn't it? The pitch, scoreboard over there, and then the clubhouse is there. What a nice setting it is. You've got the moors and things up in the background there. Just behind the cricket club is the Fox pub, and it's called the Fox Roundabout here. We'll just go through the back. Go through the back. Go through that way. That there is a swimming pool, indoor swimming pool on somebody's house there, right there. So yeah, we'll just cut through the little back car park here just to get away from the main roundabout, and you can see the cricket pitch from a different angle. There you go. And then this is like the sort of back entrance. Yeah, back entrance to the Fox pub. And then this is the Mormon church here with the white spire. And then the roundabout's where you can go down that way towards Otley, or down the left towards Ilkley. Almost home now, heading down the road that goes past the Homestead Estate. Plane coming into land at the airport, but yeah, we're just along the Homestead Estate. Gardens on the left here now. Right, yeah, so we're just coming off the main road here into the Homestead Estate. Blossoms. Right, back home.